Hawaii. You finally decide to go. You open Google. You type best Hawaiian island, and suddenly you're staring at 6 different options that all look perfect. Same beaches, same palm trees, same turquoise water, and you think, how different can they really be? They're very different, and picking the wrong island can completely change your trip, for the worse. Not because Hawaii is bad, but because you chose the version of Hawaii that doesn't match you. Every Hawaiian island functions like its own country. Different pace, new people, a completely different energy. And nobody really explains that. So, let's fix it. Not with a list of attractions, not with top 10 things to do. Just clarity. 6 islands, 6 completely distinct experiences. 2 others are off limits to visitors, so these are the ones you can actually choose from. And by the end, you'll know exactly which one is right for you. Remember that perfect Hawaii you had in mind? This is where it starts to break. The Big Island. Hawaii feels unfiltered here. It's not polished or curated. It's just raw. You land, and instead of resorts everywhere, you see lava fields stretching into the distance. Black rock, steam rising, waves crashing against the cliffs. It doesn't feel like a vacation brochure. It feels like the Earth is still being built. The Big Island is huge, bigger than all the other islands combined. And that size changes everything. You don't just see the island, you move through it. One side is Kona, sunny, dry, coffee farms, calm water, resorts spaced out. The other side is Hilo, wet, lush, green, waterfalls everywhere. It rains more here, but that's why it looks alive. Then there's Hawaii Volcanoes National Park. Active volcanoes, lava tubes, landscapes that don't look real. This isn't the Hawaii most people imagine. And that's exactly why some people love it. But here's the catch. If you're expecting easy beach days, walkable towns, and convenience, this island can feel exhausting. Long drives, less perfect beaches, more effort. The Big Island is not for relaxing, it's for exploring. If you want nature that feels untouched, this is your island. If you want easy, it's probably not. Lanai. This one feels almost secret. You don't just end up here. You choose it. Small island, few people, very quiet, and then suddenly, luxury. Not busy luxury, not crowded resorts, just space, privacy, calm. Most people stay at places like the Four Seasons and barely leave. Mornings are slow, sunrises at cliffs like Pu'upehe, also called Sweetheart Rock, where the ocean hits the rocks below and everything turns pink for a few minutes. It's quiet in a way that feels intentional. No rush, no noise, no pressure to see everything. You can explore the island by 4x4, visit hidden beaches, or just stay exactly where you are. That's the point. Lanai is not about variety, it's about feeling removed. But here's the reality. If you need options, restaurants, nightlife, activities, you'll run out of things quickly. This island is for slowing down, for couples, for quiet trips, for people who don't need constant stimulation. If that sounds perfect, you'll love it. If not, you'll feel stuck. Oahu. This is where Hawaii feels alive. Busy streets, restaurants, shops, energy everywhere. You land in Honolulu, and within minutes, you're in Waikiki. High-rise hotels, crowded beaches, surfboards lined up in the sand. For some people, this feels like too much. For others, this is exactly what they want, because Oahu gives you everything: city life and nature. You can hike up Diamond Head in the morning, stand at the top, and see the entire coastline stretch out below you. Then drive to the North Shore and watch massive waves crash into the beach. This is where professional surfers show up. Real waves, real power. And even if you don't surf, just watching it is enough. Oahu is the easiest island. Best infrastructure, most variety, everything close together. But it's also the most crowded. Traffic, packed beaches, everywhere feels busy. If you want that energy, you'll love it. If you're trying to escape people, this is not your island. Maui. Maui sits right in the middle. Not too busy, not too quiet, a little bit of everything. Beaches that feel perfect, resorts that lean upscale, nature that still feels accessible. This is why so many people choose Maui. It's easy, without feeling boring. You stay in areas like Wailea and everything feels clean, calm, and high-end. Then you drive the road to Hana, and suddenly everything changes. Narrow roads, jungle, waterfalls, ocean views around every corner. It's one of the most famous drives in the country, and for good reason. Maui also gives you things you don't expect. Whale watching in the winter, lavender farms in the hills, black sand beaches hidden along the coast. It leans more curated, but still real. The downside? Price. Maui is expensive, and in some areas it feels very resort-focused. If you want raw, wild nature, there are better islands. But if you want a trip that just works, Maui is hard to beat. Kauai. Then everything turns dramatic. Green cliffs, sharp ridges, jungle that looks almost unreal. They call it the Garden Isle, and it earns that name immediately. You drive through tunnels of trees, and everything feels untouched. A huge part of the island is protected. So instead of development, you get landscape. Places like the Napali coast, massive cliffs rising straight out of the ocean, look like something from another planet. Or a movie. Actually, a lot of movies were filmed here. Kauai is for people who want nature first. Hiking, exploring, being outside most of the day. You can take a boat along the coast, fly over the cliffs in a helicopter, or just stand somewhere quiet and look at the scale of it all. But here's the trade-off. Less nightlife. Fewer big resorts, more rain in certain areas. It's not built for convenience, it's built for experience. If you want dramatic scenery and don't need constant activity, Kauai might be the best island. Molokai. This one stands apart, not like the others. You feel it immediately. Molokai is like Hawaii before tourism. No big resorts, no major development, no attempt to impress you. And that's exactly what makes it special. A large part of the population here is native Hawaiian, and the culture is still very present. You're not just seeing Hawaii, you're stepping into it. The island is small, quiet, simple. You'll find things like coconut groves planted by royalty, empty beaches, and cliffs rising thousands of feet above the ocean, some of the highest sea cliffs in the world. There's history here too. Kalaupapa, a remote peninsula that once housed a leprosy settlement, adds a completely different layer to the island. This is not a typical vacation destination. There's not much nightlife, not many luxury options, not a packed itinerary waiting for you. Molokai is slow and honest. If you want authenticity, this is it. If you want comfort and convenience, you'll struggle. So, which island is right for you? Here's the simple version. Raw nature, big island. Looking for quiet luxury, Lanai. Prefer energy and variety, Oahu. Want balance, Maui. Dramatic landscapes, Kauai. Authenticity, Molokai. 6 islands, 6 completely different trips, and most people pick one without realizing that. That's why some trips feel perfect, and others feel slightly off, even in a place like Hawaii. It's not the destination, it's the match. Pick the island that fits you, not the one that looks best in photos, and your Hawaii trip will feel completely different. If you found this helpful, hit that like button, subscribe for more travel content, and drop a comment with which island you'd choose. Or if you've already been, which one you loved most. Now that you know where to go, the next step is what to actually do once you're there. Our best things to do in Hawaii video breaks down the top experiences across the islands. Check that out next.